Hello guys, welcome to another math tutorial, and in this video we are going to be discussing ratios. Probably this will not be your first time of hearing about ratios because in our daily lives we share things. You might have said, for example, that in a business transaction that you did with your friend, that you are going to share the profit 60-40. This means you are taking 60, your friend is taking 40, or you are taking 40, your friend is taking 60. So in ratio form is 60:40, or you can zero can cancel zero in what 6:4. You can further reduce this to 3:2. But irrespective, it just shows what the relationship between the money you are sharing, right? Because it is money you are sharing. You may be sharing other things, maybe sharing fruits. Maybe there are 7 mangoes and 8 bananas. Bananas in a bowl. So the ratio of mangoes to the ratio of bananas will be what? 7:8. This is how we write what ratios. Now, you can also compare the ratio of mangoes to the ratio of the total fruits in that bowl or in that basket. So that the ratio of mangoes to the ratio of total fruit in that basket will be what? 7:what? The total ratio here is what? Is 15. 7 plus 8. Or the ratio of bananas to the total ratio of fruits in that basket will be what? 8:what? 15. In fraction is what? 8 over what? Over 15. So ratio is the art of what? Comparing quantities. Like fruit, it could be fruits, it could be money, it could be weights, and so on and so forth. And that is how we are going to proceed in this topic. Now, we can represent ratios in fractions like we have seen just now. So if you have, for example, x ratio what? Y. X ratio y means what? In fraction, typically in fraction means what? S over what? Over y. If you have a ratio like this, for three quantities, x ratio y ratio z, this will mean that what? S over what? Over y, or s ratio y, comma, then y ratio z, or y over z, comma, and what? X over z, x over z. So this is how you compare what? Three quantities. Where know that what? X ratio what over y is not equal to what? Y ratio what? Y ratio z. They are not equal in any way. So you must take note of that. But a property where x ratio y is equals to y ratio z is equals to x over z, that property is called invertendo. The invertendo property, but it is beyond the scope of this class because we are not actually considering it at all, but it's possible anyway. All right, so let's go to solving questions. Let's see how ratios questions come out in JAMB. Before we continue, know that this tutorial is brought to you by O3 Schools JAMB app. O3 Schools JAMB app is the best CBT practice app for learning available on your Play Store. It's available for both Android phones and for PC. We are doing the development of the iOS version, which will come out soon. But before then, you can make you can make this one to be useful to you by going to Play Store and downloading it. It has all the JAMB past questions. It has wonderful features that will make you to learn. It has likely JAMB exam questions. So you must follow us in this class. You must use our app also to gain the full benefit. So this app aids your learning, it enhances your learning, and makes you perform better. The activation for this app is just 2,500 naira. As at the time of shooting this video, it's just 2,500 naira. Because of the way price of things are going up, it may increase one day, but for now, it's still 2,500 naira. All right, to activate, after downloading the app, just go to Play Store, download the app. After downloading, at the bottom of the app, you see where they wrote activate. Click activate. Then at the top, you see where they wrote buy activation key. Then go to buy activation key. You will see 3 options to get your activation key. You don't need to even call anybody because this app is genuine and it is trustworthy. So you can use any of the payment method to pay. If you are making transfer, which is the third option, you may transfer to the O3 Schools bank account. Then you may be prompted to say, how will I not get my activation key in that regard? Then you can send a message to our customer care number 091215152 46. Once you send the payment proof, maybe the screenshot of the debit transaction, or the screenshot or the picture of the receipt you were given from the POS, or the picture of the receipt you were given from the bank, and you send it to this WhatsApp number, we are going to get your activation within a minute. So without further ado, let's go ahead. So now let's see questions from what? From ratios. Are ratio questions? Are ratio questions set in JAMB? So we are going to be taking this question. All these questions are from the JAMB app. This is UTME 1988 number 5. So this is a JAMB past questions. So I'm going to make this part faster because I'm going to write the question on the board. Please note that all these options, they are in Naira. So we are going to continue. Now, we have seen the question on the board. They said two sisters, Taiwo and Kende, own a store. The ratio of Taiwo's share. We're given the ratio of Taiwo's share. They say two sisters, Taiwo and Kende, own a store. Taiwo, now write that out. Taiwo, this is Taiwo. Ratio what? Ratio Kende. The ratio of Taiwo's share to Kende's share is 11:9. So 11:9. Taiwo had a ratio of 11. Kende has the ratio of what? 9. So one of the first thing we need to do is what? Find what? The total ratio. The total ratio will be what? 11 plus what? 9, which is equal to what? 20. This means the ratio of Taiwo to the total ratio, or to the total share, is what? Is 11/9. So we can bring out Taiwo's ratio. T's ratio, Taiwo ratio equals to what? 11 over what? Over 20. Y K's ratio is what? Is what? 9/20. Now that we know their ratios, their respective ratios. Now in ratio questions, we solve more with what? With the information that we have. The one, any of the specifics that we have of what? Of the people we are comparing, right? Any of the specifics that we have or the people are comparing, so what we use to solve more often. So here now we have known the ratios, their respective ratios, and then they said the ratio of Taiwo's share to Kende's share is 11:9. They say later, Kende sells 2/3 of her share to what? To Taiwo. At what? At 720 naira. So at the point, maybe Kende was facing some financial constraints. She decided, oh, I have an investment somewhere. Okay, my brother, will you buy? My brother or sister, my sister, will you buy 2/3 of my share for so and so amount? Okay, that one agree because she was liquid. So she bought what? 2/3 of Kende's share. Kende's share is now over 20. So she sold what now? 2/3. So for us to find the total cost of what? Of the store, we have more information of what? About Kende, right? We know her ratio. We know what? That was she sold 2/3 of her share for what? For this amount. So we can use that information to find what? The total cost of the shop. Now, the next thing to do is what? To find, or later, to find 2/3 of her share. 2/3 of K's share will be what now? 2/3 of 9/20. You see, right? 2/3 of what? 9/20. Now, 2/3 times 9/20 of means what? Multiplication. So 3 here 1, 3 here 3. 6 times 3 is what? Is what? 6/20. Now, we do not know the total cost, the total value of the stock. We do not know that. So we have to represent that. We can say, let the total value of the store be what? Be X. So if the total value of the store is X, this means that what? 6/20 of the total cost of the store of X will be equal to what now? 720 naira, which was given here. So 2/3 of what? Of our share of Kende's share was given to Taiwo. So 2/3 of what? Kende's share of X of the total value is what? Is 720 naira. That means this relates to what? To this. right? Now we can now go ahead and say of its multiplication 6x over 20 is equal to what? 720. Of course, if you cross multiply over 1, cross multiply is 6x is equal to what? 720 times what? Times 20. Of course, that means you divide both sides by what? By 6. S will be equal to what now? 720. This one over 6, isn't it? All right. So we're leaving that part. So 6 here, 1, 6 here, 120. 120 times 20 is what now? 120 times 20. That will give us what? 2,400 naira, which is option what? Option B. So it is very ratio questions are very easy. Ratio questions are very easy. What we do more, what we used to solve for whatever we are asking for whatever thing, that final thing they're asking to look for, is to what? Make sure that what you know the what the person or the comparison, people you are making comparison with, or the thing you are making comparison with, any of that thing that you have more information on is what you use to solve. And with this now, other questions I'm not going to be explaining too much. I'm going to move in with the speed of light. Let's see another question. This is 1988 question 6. I'm going to also fast forward this part because I'm writing the question on the board. All right, so this is 1988 question 6. All right, welcome back. So we have this question before us. You say the basket contains green, black, and blue balls. Green, black, and blue balls. So now in this part, now we're comparing what balls, right? We're comparing the balls, right? So in the basket, so we have green ball, we have the black ball, that's what the blue ball. So this is black, this is black, this is blue. All right. So now we're told that what in that basket, the ratio of the green, the black, and blue balls is what? 5:2:1. So this one is ratio 5, this is ratio 2, this is ratio 1. So now if there are 10 blue balls, now we know what the ratio of blue balls, right? And then we know what the number of balls in the number of blue balls in the basket is 10. So we have more information about what blue balls you get. So we can use that first of all, that blue ball to what to, if you pay attention very well, that blue balls it will be very, very instrumental in us looking for whatever you're looking for. So now they say find the corresponding new ratio when 10 green balls and 10 black balls are removed from the basket. So one of the first thing we need to know is what are the total number of balls in that basket, and how can we know that? We can know that using what? The blue balls to get it. So we can say let the total number of balls be what? Be x. We get. So if the total number of balls what is x, we have more information about blue balls. What is the ratio of the blue balls? Ratio of blue balls is what? 1 over what? What is total ratio? Total ratio is what? Total ratio is 5 plus 2 plus 1, which is what? 8, which is what? 1 over 8. Now, number of blue balls. We know the number of blue balls. Number of blue balls is what? Is 10. So now we know the total number of blue balls, right? Which is what? X. We know the ratio of all blue balls, which is 1 over 8, and we know the number of all blue balls, which is what? 10. So to find the total number, to find this X, the total number of all balls in the basket, we now see that what? The ratio of blue balls of what? Of X is equal to what? 10. Now, to do that, you can turn this to multiplication, of course. So I'm going to have 1 over 8 times what? X equals to 10. Or x over 8 now because of what? 10. If you cross multiply, x is what? 80. So we have what? 80 balls in that basket, of which 10 are what? Are blue. If 10 are blue in that basket, right? So we have this, sorry. So we have this ratio, right? We have this ratio, x ratio, we have 5:2:1. Now we are told that what? X is what? Is 80, and the ratio of blue balls is what? Is 10. it's even very, very easy from here. So that means if you know that the ratio of blue boss is 10 here, that means this one is what, times 10. Since the ratio of blue boss is what, 1. If this one is 10, that means this one will be what, 20, obviously, and this one will be what, 50. So that means the old ratio was what? Uh, uh, the old ratio was what? Was 50 ratio what? 20 ratio what? Ratio 10. In this question, before now, we don't need to really solve for this. But it is important because we need to verify the total so that we can know how to do this ratio. But since you already know that the number of blue balls is 10, then and it's unity here, then if you multiply all through by 10, we can find obviously find the total number. If here was not 1, it would have been difficult. But it will be easy because there is what is unity. So now this was the old ratio, 50 ratio 20 ratio 10. Now they told us that what they remove how many green balls? They remove 10 green balls. This is green. Then minus 10 here will be what? Will be 40. Minus 10 black balls will be what? Will be here will be what? Will be 10. Then blue balls remain the same, 10. So that what the new ratio, 0 can cancel 0 can cancel 0 will be what? 4 ratio 1 ratio 1. It's very easy. Option D. So in a JAMB condition, you don't need to go solve for 80. Right? When you say that here is already 1 and you're giving what? The number of blue balls, you're giving the ratio, the number that corresponded to the ratio to blue. And the ratio was what? Is unity. Unity. If here is 1, it will be very, very easy. So if I give you information about 1, it will be very easy to find whatever you're looking for. So yes, it goes to tell you that the information you have about the quantity you are comparing, the more the information you have about that, the more you easily will be able to find whatever you are asked to find. Let's go to another question quickly. This one is 1987 question. This is a 1987 question. All right, so we have another question before us. This is another ratio question. They say two brothers invested a total of 5,000 naira on a farm project. So their investment, their initial investment was what? Was 5,000 naira. Then the farm was sold for 15,000 naira. That means from here, obviously, we know that they made the profit of what? Of 10,000 naira because they invested 5,000 and made what? 15,000 naira. That means a profit of what? Of 10,000 naira was what? Was gotten from this business to start with. So now let's go. Solution. So two brothers, their investment or their cost price, the initial investment was what? Was 5,000. Then their selling price was what? 15,000. Now we know that what? That profit is made when the selling price is what? Is more than the what? More than the cost price. So profit will be what? 15,000 minus what? 5,000 naira. So which will give us what? 10,000 naira. Now we have known that. So they say if this profit was shared in the ratio 2:3, 2:3. Now the profit was shared in the ratio 2:3. That means total ratio is what? Is 2 plus 3, which is equal to what? 5. Now they say what is the difference in the amount of profit received by the two brothers? Obviously, from this ratio, we already know that what one of the brothers received more than the other one. You get? So it's easier now to find what the profit of each of the brothers. Now, the profit of the first brother, let's say first brother now is 2 over what? His profit will be what? 2 over 5 times what? This profit we had there, 10,000 naira, which is what now? 2 over 5 times 10,000. So 5 here 1, 5 here 2,000. This will give us 4,000 naira. Now, second brother, even without solving as from a JAMB setting, you are in the exam hall. You don't need to solve for the second brother. You already know that total profit is 10,000. The first brother had 4,000. What would the second brother have? 10,000 minus 4,000, which is what? 6,000. Or if you want to go further, you may say 3 over 5 times what? 10,000 to get your 6,000. Now, they said the question did not say we should stop there. They say, what is the difference in the amount of profit received by each of the brothers? So, difference now in profits. In profit, because what now? 6,000 naira minus 4,000 naira, which is what now? 2,000 naira. So it's very, very easy. That's option what? Option A. So you see ratio questions. Ratio questions are not difficult. So if you just see them, you chop them. Now let's go to the last question before we take an assignment. The last question before we take an assignment. This is a 2004 question, number 38. This one is from the O3 School JAMB app. So you'll be seeing that question at the side of your screen. You've seen that question right now inside of your screen. So they said a farmer planted 5,000 grains of maize, grains, like the grains, not the cob, the grains. He planted what? 5,000 grains of maize. Number of what? Grains planted is what? 5,000 grains, right? He planted 5,000 grains of maize, but he harvested number of grains harvested now is what? Is and harvested 5,000 cobs. You know that full maize cob, right? He harvested 5,000 of each. But they are saying that each bearing 500 grains. That means inside one cob, there are what? 500 grains. So now the total number of grains harvested will be what now? 5,000 cobs that was what harvested times what? 500 grains in each of them, which will give us what? This is what? 25,000. 25, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So this is what? 2.5 million what grains total. Now, the answer what? What is the ratio of the number of grains sold, 5,000, to what? So the number of grains what harvested, 2.5 million. So the ratio now of what? This to this. Grains planted ratio what? Grains what harvested, right? So what now? 5,000 ratio 2.5 million. Right? So 0, we can 30 here, we cancel this 30. 5 here is 1 ratio, 5 here is what? 500. So 1 ratio 500. I can see the option by the side of the screen there, option D. Option D. So now we have come to the end of ratios, right? We have solved questions, we have understood how ratio questions come. And that means any question that comes on ratio will be easy for us to surmount. Now I want to take one assignment. Please make sure you do this assignment. This is from the O3 Schools JAMB app, question 2007, number 37. This is a likely exam question. So please ensure that you go to your O3 Schools JAMB app and then look for this question and attempt it. In case you have any issue, please send a message on WhatsApp 09121515246. Anyway, the app asks for the explanation of the answer, so it is solved. You see everything step by step. All right, that's the end of the class. I'll see you in the next class.